15 legendary American cars that disappeared without a trace. Some cars become legends because they were incredibly successful, incredibly fast, or simply too beautiful to forget. But then there are the cars that seem to vanish completely. They were once sitting on American roads, parked outside restaurants, lined up at dealerships, and driven by families who probably had no idea they were looking at something that would eventually become rare. Some disappeared because their companies went out of business. Today, we are looking at 15 legendary American cars that gradually disappeared from everyday life, leaving behind only memories, old photographs, and a few surviving examples that remind us they were once everywhere. And some of these are going to make you wonder how a car this important could possibly have been forgotten. Pontiac Fiero. The Pontiac Fiero is one of those cars that seemed like it should have had a much longer life. Introduced in the 1980s, it was a small, affordable, mid-engine sports car from General Motors, at a time when that combination was unusual for an American manufacturer. Its styling was futuristic, and the lightweight platform gave it a character completely different from the large cars Americans were used to driving. Early Fieros had some reliability and engine-related problems, and that reputation followed the car even after Pontiac improved it. The later versions were much more interesting, especially with better engines and suspension. AMC Pacer. The AMC Pacer might be one of the strangest American cars ever sold, and that is exactly why people still remember it. Its rounded glasshouse, unusually wide body, and enormous windows made it look completely different from almost everything else on American roads during the 1970s. AMC wanted the Pacer to feel modern, spacious, and efficient, but the car arrived during a complicated period when fuel prices, emissions regulations, and changing consumer expectations were all reshaping the industry. The Pacer became famous for its unusual appearance, but not necessarily for the reasons AMC wanted. It was often treated as a quirky curiosity rather than a serious alternative to mainstream cars. Studebaker Avanti. The Studebaker Avanti was proof that a struggling American company could still create something spectacular. Introduced in the early 1960s, the Avanti had sleek fiberglass bodywork and styling that looked dramatically different from the large, chrome-heavy cars surrounding it. It was intended to give Studebaker a modern performance image, and the car had genuine sporting credentials. Some versions were supercharged, making the Avanti even more interesting. The problem was not necessarily the car itself. Studebaker was struggling financially and eventually stopped producing automobiles in the United States. That meant the Avanti lost the company behind it, even though the design itself had plenty of life left. Edsel Citation. The Edsel Citation represents one of the most famous automotive failures in American history, but calling it simply a bad car would miss the bigger story. Ford created the Edsel brand with enormous expectations and spent heavily promoting it as something new and exciting. The Citation was one of the larger and more luxurious models, offering powerful engines and plenty of equipment. Unfortunately, the timing was terrible. The American economy shifted, buyers became less interested in large, expensive cars, and the Edsel's unusual styling became the subject of jokes. Mercury Cougar XR7. The Mercury Cougar was once a familiar name in American car culture, especially during the muscle car era. The early Cougar XR7 offered a more refined alternative to the Mustang while still delivering strong performance and dramatic styling. It had hidden headlights, a long hood, and enough available V8 power to make it much more than a comfortable cruiser. For a while, the Cougar was genuinely popular. But Mercury gradually lost its identity as Ford changed its product lineup, and the Cougar moved through several generations that were increasingly disconnected from the car's original personality. Oldsmobile Toronado. When the Oldsmobile Toronado arrived in the 1960s, it looked like something from the future. Its front-wheel drive layout was unusual for a large American car, and the long, dramatic body gave it an unmistakable presence. The Toronado was not just about appearance either. Its engineering made it one of the more interesting American cars of its era. Over the years, however, the model became less distinctive as the automotive market changed. Oldsmobile itself eventually disappeared as General Motors consolidated its brands, taking the Toronado name with it. Chevrolet Corvair. The Chevrolet Corvair was one of the boldest experiments General Motors ever attempted. Instead of using the traditional front-engine, rear-wheel drive layout common in American cars, Chevrolet gave the Corvair a rear-mounted, air-cooled engine. That made it fundamentally different from most cars on the road. The Corvair was available in several body styles and even had sporty versions, giving it a surprisingly broad range. But controversy surrounding its handling and safety became a major issue, especially after criticism from consumer advocates. Saturn Sky. The Saturn Sky arrived during a period when General Motors was trying to give Saturn a more exciting identity. Instead of another practical small car, the Sky was a compact two-seat roadster with aggressive styling and a surprisingly sporty character. It shared much of its basic architecture with the Pontiac Solstice, but the Saturn version had its own personality. The car looked expensive without actually being positioned as an exotic sports car, and the rear-wheel drive layout made it much more interesting than many small American cars of the time. Unfortunately, Saturn's future was already in trouble. General Motors eventually shut down the brand, and the Sky disappeared with it. Pontiac Solstice. The Pontiac Solstice was another small American sports car that arrived with plenty of promise and disappeared far too quickly. Its curvy bodywork looked more expensive than its price suggested, while the rear-wheel drive layout gave it a proper sports car foundation. The GXP version was especially interesting, offering a turbocharged engine that made the little Pontiac genuinely quick. The problem was timing. General Motors was dealing with enormous financial difficulties, and Pontiac was eventually shut down as part of the company's restructuring. That meant the Solstice never had the chance to mature into a long-running sports car. Buick Reatta. The Buick Reatta was a strange and ambitious attempt to create a luxury coupe and convertible that felt more personal and technologically advanced than Buick's traditional lineup. It was hand-assembled in relatively low numbers and featured a surprisingly sophisticated interior for its time. Some versions even used touchscreen technology, which was unusual in the late 1980s. The Reatta was comfortable, distinctive, and expensive enough to feel special, but it never attracted enough buyers to become a major success. Buick eventually ended production, and the name disappeared. Chrysler Crossfire. The Chrysler Crossfire was one of those cars that seemed to come from nowhere. Its unusual styling immediately separated it from Chrysler's normal lineup, and its rear-wheel drive platform gave it a sporty character. The Crossfire also had a surprising connection to Mercedes-Benz, sharing engineering with the Mercedes SLK of its era. That gave the car an interesting combination of American styling and European mechanical DNA. Unfortunately, the Crossfire never became a major sales success. Its styling was polarizing, its practicality was limited, and the market for small luxury coupes was not exactly exploding. Mercury Marauder. The Mercury Marauder name has appeared more than once, but the early 2000s version is particularly interesting because it arrived just as large American performance sedans were becoming less common. Based on the Mercury Grand Marquis platform, the Marauder looked darker and more aggressive, with a performance-oriented appearance and a V8 under the hood. It was not a lightweight sports car, but that was part of its charm. It was essentially an old-school American sedan with a tougher personality. The problem was that the market was changing. Buyers were moving toward SUVs and smaller vehicles, while Mercury itself was struggling to maintain a clear identity. Plymouth Prowler. The Plymouth Prowler looked like nothing else on the road when it appeared. With exposed front wheels, a narrow body, and hot rod-inspired styling, it seemed like someone had pulled a custom-built street rod directly out of a car show and put it into production. The Prowler was never designed to be a practical family car. Its purpose was personality. It was Chrysler showing that a modern manufacturer could still build something completely outrageous. The car eventually continued under the Chrysler brand after Plymouth disappeared, but production remained limited. Pontiac Aztek. The Pontiac Aztek has become one of the most famous examples of controversial automotive design, but there was more to the vehicle than its unusual appearance. Pontiac wanted to create a lifestyle-oriented vehicle that could handle outdoor activities while still working as a daily driver. It offered a surprising amount of practicality, flexible seating, and features aimed at younger buyers. Unfortunately, the styling became the main story. The Aztek was widely criticized for its appearance, and that reputation eventually overshadowed many of its useful qualities. Sales remained weak, and production ended. Over time, however, the Aztek has become something of a cultural curiosity. Hummer H1. The original Hummer H1 was never a normal American vehicle. It was essentially a civilian version of a military machine, with enormous dimensions, serious off-road capability, and an unmistakable presence. The H1 could travel through terrain that would make most SUVs look completely out of their depth. It was also ridiculously wide, heavy, and impractical for ordinary city driving, which somehow became part of its appeal. The civilian Hummer became a symbol of excess during the 1990s and early 2000s, but changing fuel prices, environmental concerns, and shifting consumer tastes eventually made the concept much harder to justify. If you enjoyed this look at the American cars that disappeared from our roads, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments which forgotten car you think deserves to make a comeback. And if you enjoy discovering the cars that history almost forgot, stay with the channel because there are plenty more hiding in the past.